Welcome home, Sauberers. Long time no see. Um, we are here to ring in the 1999 season in our Sauber playthrough, and it's all change. There's some things I immediately notice. One is we have far too much money. Now, that may sound like a stupid thing to say, but if you've got that much in the bank in your second season and you're not playing as like a top three team, you're not investing enough in your team. That tells me the car may be underwhelming. Still, we've got three rookie drivers actually coming into this season. Carl Eisen, Dario Loretti are our race drivers. John Fellows is our test driver. Tony Watkins, Mike Gascoigne, Neil Stapleton, and Charles Aston join in their respective team lead positions as well. Let's see if we can't hire any important staff to help do things what staff do. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Um, I'm loath to make any predictions. Really, we are going to struggle with rookie drivers, but we're saving a fucking fortune with them. We really are, and they're all with us for 2 seasons, which is good news. Um, it allows us to see how they develop. Obviously, John Fellows won't really develop, but if one of these guys comes out as significantly stronger than the other, we can always promote Fellows later, or we can keep an eye out for a unsigned driver who has a big budget behind him. Because in this playthrough, we don't care about pay drivers. We will take all the money we can get, like the dirty, dirty racing whores that we are. Um, Factory updates as well, all in place. New CAD and CAM system, supercomputer, and testing rig. So all very, very important stuff. We are on Works Peugeot engines, Peugeot partner Goodyear tyres, and partner Agip fuels. Peugeot was a bit of a surprise for me, but when you see a good deal, you just got to take it. We're going to start immediately on next year's car because the more time you put into it, the better it is. Everyone knows that. That's how it works. And I'm going to put 30% of our staff on that. In terms of technology, we're quite good on reliability, but we are suffering on performance. I'm actually going to immediately get an upgrade going on our brake system. And the rest can work on a traction control system until we can start working on a B-spec car. We will build ourselves some spare parts because we're going to need them fielding 2 rookies. And I'll be honest with you, I'm actually excited. The reason I've been saving coming back to this game and I've been plowing through the Tyrrell time is because the Tyrrell time playthrough I am loving as well, but it feels like a lot more of a mountain to climb. And with Sauber, the first season I think is always very tricky to get right. If you don't manage to put your finger in the dam and stop the team hemorrhaging cash. But I'm actually really excited to see where we go with this young team and new technical leads and so on. It makes me happy. We've got a testing rig with a car on it. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful. Right, we have to do quite a lot of testing. We've got shitloads of money. We're going to do a maximum test. It's going to be like the testing apocalypse. Get maximum engine points. I hope this works out the way I'm hoping it will. But hopefully it does. Nice. Nice. Oh, it's like a dream. Right, let's improve this engine straight off the bat. Reduce the weight, increase the power, increase fuel efficiency. I'm going to remove more weight. There we go. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy indeed. That's already a very solid engine. Rigidity and fuel economy are the areas that are most suffering, but it's good to get a light and powerful engine as early as possible, and we've already achieved that. Pretty solid. Um, we will spend our development points. No point hoarding them because they don't help you. And we can set about repairing our cars. I'll check we've got sponsors set up, then we can do a bit of a pre-season preamble ramble and run the first round at least. So yeah, we are not currently negotiating with anybody. We have a team sponsor for next year, we have an engine sponsor for next year, we have tyres for next year. It's fuel what we need, and we're going to go after Shell like a crazed ex-girlfriend. There we go. Let's go and boil their bunny. It's Sauber, so of course Petronas. Let's take a look at the old hospitality next. See what it takes to get... Oh yeah, fuck that noise. We're just going to have 1 star. Red Bull, Shell, and Peugeot for the moment. We want to keep those guys very, very happy with us. Who else do we want to talk to? Who else? Why don't we talk to Parmalat? Put 30% on that as well. Okay, that's good. We were actually very smart taking a 2-season partner deal on the tyres. That actually turned out to be very smart because that frees up so much more staff to negotiate money throughout the season. We've already got 3 cash sponsors signed up. I don't think I've ever had a rosier looking second season with a midfield team, to be honest. All the pieces are there. Can we convert it? Well, soon we shall find out. But first, pre-season preamble ramble. So, how does the grid look? Where is everybody? So, Arrow's lead driver is Johnny Herbert, a promising Frenchman. No, Johnny Herbert, fat Londoner, presents Sky Sports. Bit less fat there, still cheeky and chirpy, 34 years old. Paying him 4.1 million. That's quite a lot of money to be giving out there, Arrows, but he is fairly fast. 145 races under his belt. Good lad. Laurent Redon, who is a ridiculous Frenchman, is his teammate with Stefan Sarrazin as a test driver. Benetton are fielding Jean Alesi alongside pay driver Shinji Nakano with Jarno Trulli as their test driver. That's a waste of a good Jarno Trulli. Over at Ferrari, Ferrari in this game do tend to sign Heinz-Harald Frentzen quite a lot. But it's Hakkinen and Frentzen in a clear 1-2 arrangement with Jan Magnussen as their test driver. Over at Jordan, Eddie Irvine returns to Jordan. Those of you old enough will remember he began his career there. And he partners continuing Damon Hill. Irvine, incidentally, is a number 1, which is kind of weird. Emmanuel Collard, the other ridiculous Frenchman, is their test driver. Down at McLaren, quite an interesting lineup actually. Giancarlo Fisichella, who is quite good in this game, alongside Pedro Diniz, who is also quite good in this game. And he's paying them 9.6 million smackaroos, so McLaren, one to watch. Juan Pablo Montoya is their test driver. Down at Minardi, Rubens Barrichello takes the lead with Ralf Schumacher, Luca Badoa providing support for them. Down at Prost, Olivier Panis stays on, partnering experienced Finn Mika Salo. Andrea Montemini is their test driver. We have Carl Eisen and Dario Loretti as equal number 1s. John Fellows, the young British test driver. Stewart have equal number 1s in David Coulthard and Esteban Tuero, which is very, very surprising, but, you know, up to them. Ricardo Zonta is their test driver, and Tyrrell. Ricardo Rosset and Toru Takagi stay on for another season, equal number 1s. Jörg Muller is their test driver. And we have Johnny Newhouse, lead driver at Williams. Michael Schumacher, his number 2. Alexander Wurz as a test driver. That could be the best lineup on the grid. Alexander Wurz as a test driver, though, breaking my heart. Let's see who the big pay driver is this season. Or have they not emerged? They have not emerged. Normally it's Dario Loretti. Suddenly pulls 20 million out of his arse, but because we've signed him, he hasn't. And then quite often it's Patrick Rainbow who comes with the big bucks. What power units and whatnot is everybody running? That's an excellent question. So glad you asked. Let's find out, shall we? So, Mercedes-Benz works power for McLaren and possibly Jordan. Prost, either a customer or a partner there. Ferrari, the only Ferrari-powered team this year is Benetton on a works contract. That's quite a big coup for Benetton, actually, considering that the Ferrari engine is pretty good, actually. The Mercedes-Benz unit looks crap, but I think actually, looking at this, I think Peugeot is the best engine this year. Peugeot or Ferrari fighting out for number 1. That's very, very interesting. Meanwhile, down at Ford, Ferrari, as they seem to do in this game all the time, have moved from their own engines to a works Ford contract. Minardi and Tyrrell are also on Ford power this year. At Peugeot, we are the works team, with Arrows joining us in the Peugeot camp. Stewart running Mugen Honda engines, and Williams are running Mechachrome units. No shame in that. Meanwhile, in terms of tyres, it's still early in the game, so we're actually fairly evenly matched. Looking at it so far, I think I'd probably prefer the Goodyear tyres just because of the difference in the behaviour of the hards on variable temperatures. But that said, no shame in any of those specifications really. Bridgestone have works deals in place with Benetton and McLaren, so that's 2 works deals for Benetton actually. Minardi and Prost are partners, Arrows are a customer. Meanwhile, with us over in Goodyear, we have Williams and Jordan on works deals, ourselves and Ferrari on partner contracts. Stewart and Tyrrell are customers. No new tyre companies have entered the sport, no new fuel suppliers or engine peeps either. In terms of fuel, Shell seems to be the best all-rounder. We are running Agip, which is fairly well balanced as well, actually, so not too bad there. It's a works deal with Shell for Williams and McLaren. Minardi have also picked up a works deal with Mobil 1. Stewart and Benetton are partners at Texaco. Total have partnered with Jordan and Tyrrell. Agip have partnered with ourselves, and Arrows are a customer. So actually, we're running the same power units and the same engines. Sorry, same power units and same fuel as Arrows, which will be very interesting. They should be our benchmark this season then. Meanwhile, down at Elf, it's a partnership for Ferrari, and Prost are a customer. Delightful. Right then, I'm going to keep the aggression level of both drivers quite high. That means we may not get to see over race distance how competitive our cars are, but it should give us a good idea in qualifying. I'm going to evenly split the points between our drivers. I'm also going to put Carl Eisen on softs, Dario Loretti on hards. That means we're not going to get a one-to-one comparison here, but at least we can sort of gauge which was the right tyre for the gig. We need to improve our pit stop efficiency. There we go. Alrighty. Let us with haste make our way to Australia. .30 degrees and dry with a strong wind for the first qualifying session of the season. Let's see where we end up, shall we? Not amazing, but not too bad. Dario Loretti beating his teammate in the first qualifying session, despite being on a harder compound of tyre, which tells me the softs are really going to struggle. Michael Schumacher takes the first pole for Williams on a 1:30.125. Fisichella and Diniz take P2 and P3 at McLaren. I said to watch out for them. Mika Hakkinen and Heinz Alfredson make it a Ferrari 4-5. Meanwhile, Arrows have got the better of us, but I was right to say they're probably a good bellwether for us, given that we're running the same fuels and power units. The losers are Stewart, Minardi and Prost, really, who are significantly off the pace. We're lagging behind the cars in front by about 2/10 or more, but we can close that up, I think. 24 degrees, very dry, very strong wind. Don't know how that affects us. Don't know what it does to the car. No idea. We will 2-stop Carl Eisen, 1 stop with Dario Loretti on lap 29. And we'll see if a lighter, faster car with more stops outperforms a heavier, slower one. But based on qualifying pace, I'm not totally confident. Dario Loretti beats home his teammate by 25.1 seconds, but it is a double points finish on our first outing. Loretti taking P5, Carl Eisen taking P6. That is a phenomenal start. The fact that we managed to run them on fairly high aggression for rookies, both cars come home in the points, no accidents or failures. That's couldn't have asked for more, really. McLaren looking very sharp. Giancarlo Fisichella taking the first win of the season. I suspected he might. Michael Schumacher drops down to second over the course of the race in the Williams. Pedro Diniz rounds out the podium. Go on, Pedro, you know we love you. And Johnny Newhouse takes P4 for Williams. That means in the Drivers' Championship it looks somewhat like this, because that's how we finished. In the Constructors, though, it's McLaren on top, 14 points, to Williams in second on 9, and us in third on 3. Still, that is a smashing start. Very, very happy with that. Only a partner deal on the table from Shell, but for 2 seasons. We will put our eggs in multiple baskets and also talk to Mobil, because really we want a works deal. That's what we want. Other than that, in terms of cash, we have a 2-season 1.6 million deal on the table from Parmalat and a 1-season 2.1 million deal from Petronas. I'm going to spend our TV advantage on the Parmalat deal. I think that makes sense. I think that makes really good sense. Guys, thank you so much for joining me and for your impressive, vast reserves of patience. I hope you've had an amazing start to the week. We'll be back with some more Sauber time this Sunday, and there's going to be plenty of episodes over the Christmas period. So make sure to stock up on some beers and snacks, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Bye-bye.